Hello, welcome to Gut Tales. I'm Emma, and today I'm going to talk about my spinal tap procedure that I had. I was so anxious. I did the procedure without, I had the option to do like anesthesia or just get the area numbed with lidocaine, and that's what I ended up doing. Um, I was so anxious. My blood pressure was super high when I showed up. It was just I don't know why I was so terrified. I've had about 18 plus colonoscopies, but I think just the thought of a needle getting jammed through the bone and sucking out spinal fluid was terrifying. I had to get this procedure because my platelet count has been high for several years. It slowly climbed. And my white blood cell count is always high. We don't really have an explanation. In the past, my IBD doctors thought, okay, this is, secondary to IBD. It makes sense. However, as time has progressed, I've pretty much been tracked since about 2014 for high platelets. They slowly have increased. My disease stabilized for a good period of time, and there just wasn't a good explanation. And so they want to test what they're testing for. That lab test can't find is um, blood disorders or, you know, leukemia. My doctor does not think at this time that they're likely to find leukemia, which is great. But many of the blood disorders that they're testing for could potentially turn into leukemia, which is why they needed to know. So I knew I had to do this procedure. It was mentioned to me probably about I think it was 2021 or 2022. My doctor had mentioned, look, if your platelets keep climbing, we are going to have to do a spinal tap because that's the only way we'll really know what's going on with your white blood cells. So the day was today. It was just crazy. I laid on the table and they felt an area on the right side uh, of my lower lumbar spine, and they numbed the area. And it was crazy because I could feel it was almost like a knock knock. Like they push the needle through and I could feel it, you know, pressing on my bone, and they're like, "Can you feel that?" I was like, "Yes, I can feel that." And it's crazy. It's like somebody's knocking on my bone. And so I don't know why I did this, but I said a joke. I was like, "It's almost like knock knock, who's there? Spinal fluid. Spinal fluid who? Please extract me now so this can be done." I don't know why I said that, but that's what came to my mind at the time. And so they did have to move the needle a couple different places because despite being numbed up, I could still feel when they started really pushing the needle into the bone, I could feel that. So they, pushed the needle. They finally found a spot after stabbing my bone. I don't know how many times, and they were fabulous. I mean, the team that did this procedure for me, they were great. So, I was very lucky to have them. It was just trying to find an area where I would feel it less, the least amount of pain. And so we finally found an area. They pushed through the bone. They had said that I could expect to feel when they started extracting like the spinal fluid, I would feel, when you hit your elbow and it's like hitting your funny bone, and well, they say funny bone, it's like you hit it and you get that feeling. They said that's what I would feel going down my leg. However, for me personally, it felt like I was getting pinched internally. And so, like, I maybe went a little numb on my right leg because they were working on the right side, but it was very minor. And it definitely didn't feel like I hit my elbow because that I was waiting for that. And nobody likes that experience. It hurts so bad. You laugh when you hit that. So for me, the worst part was when they were pushing through the bone. And at one point, the medical personnel that was doing the procedure asked me like, "Ooh, does this hurt?" I was like, "Yes, but let's just get it done." But it wasn't excruciating. But it was very emotional for me because, um, pretty much my entire adult life I've been sick. And I don't know why this was like a full circle moment, even though I've had like over 18 to 20 colonoscopies. I've lost track at this point. No more than 20, no less than 18, somewhere in that ballpark. This was different because I've never had to undergo this. And so to think that, it's possible that I have like a blood disorder or something like that, that's not what's so emotional for me. I think what's emotional for me is just, you know, having to go through so many different procedures throughout my life. And I was so anxious, and I was so close to just losing it just out of emotion, not because it hurt. Of course it was uncomfortable. Of course it didn't feel good. But really just feeling overwhelmed for having to be in and out of the doctor's office, in and out of the hospital. Several blood draws. I mean, my veins don't even really want to give blood anymore because they've been poked and prodded so much throughout my life. And so, um, for the past 20 years, pretty much, I've been poked, prodded, scoped, like in and out of the hospital. And so that all came full circle. And, what I thought to myself, especially when I was feeling the pain of like the needle going through the bone, sorry, I'm on the couch because I'm extremely, extremely sore, and like it's this constant numb, um, you know, excuse me, it's like a constant ache that does not feel good. And then if I move, it really hurts. So that's why I'm on the couch today, and it's a little different. But when it got really uncomfortable in the procedure, I thought of David Goggins. And I thought, like, sometimes we have to do that which we don't want to do. Uh, because it's what we have to do. And so I just really like sometimes we have to do what we don't want to do, and it just is. And this is one of those moments. And so yesterday my daughter asked me, "Oh, mom, is it bad that you're getting this procedure?" And I was like, "No, Giselle, it's not good. It's not bad. It just is." Or she will often ask me, "Are you sad you have Crohn's disease?" And I'm like, "No, honey, I'm not happy. I'm not sad. It just is. It's something that came up in life. There's nothing I can do about it. So the best thing I can do about it is go day by day, take it as it comes." And that's really, this is the same type of thing, just different. I'm so used to digestive issues, digestive procedures, things like that, that when something serious like this comes up where, my hematologist says, "Hey, we have to do a spinal tap. We have to know what's going on with your white blood cells because we don't know if you have a blood disorder. This blood disorder may turn into leukemia, and you are young. You still have a long life ahead of you, hopefully. So whatever it is, we need to catch it now to make sure it doesn't turn into something more serious or it doesn't turn into a leukemia." And so facing that, I'm like, okay, well, this has to be done. And it's just another part of this journey called life. And so I really do try and explain to my kids it's not good, it's not bad, it just is. And we can't change the cards we're dealt, but we can change, or we can control like how we react to it. And so that's kind of where I am right now. It's just been an incredibly, sorry, I'm just not feeling well. It's just been a very emotional day for me, overall. And, it's just part of the journey. But I think my doctor that I should have results in about 3 weeks. But when I find out, I will let you all know. And when I am better put together, I'll do a more like in-depth video of everything. But basically, it was not comfortable, but it wasn't excruciating. Not necessarily something I'd ever want to go through again. uh, but uh, but I think what's been the hardest for me today is um, just realizing that. I mean, I already knew that I have been sick most of my adult life, but I think it's just the weight of, it's just the weight of everything, um, personally. So. But it's okay, it just is. And that's what I'm reminding myself is one day at a time, one step forward, and no matter what, I will keep moving forward. But today's just been a little hard and emotional. And of course, I'm in pain right now. It's just like a constant ache. And when I move, that's when it really hurts. But it just is what it is, and I'll take it as it comes, and I'll just keep moving, one day at a time. But if you all have any questions, or concerns or anything, or if you want to share your experiences, please do in the comments below. I love to interact with you all. And so I hope you all have a great day, and I will check in soon. Take care.